Welcome to ProjectME, the podcast. I'm your host, Tiffany Carter, the founder of ProjectME, multimillionaire entrepreneur, former TV newscaster, money-making expert, female empowerment speaker, and self-proclaimed office supply addict. My mission is to take the mystery out of making big money. Every week on ProjectME, the podcast, I'll share success tips, strategies, and stories from other entrepreneurs, experts, and millionaires, showing you exactly how you can achieve your most exceptional life. Now let's get to it. Welcome to ProjectME with Tiffany Carter, the podcast and posse. I'm your host, Tiffany, and just want to warn you up front, I have a small vent that if I don't get it off my chest, I really don't know what I'm going to do about it. So most of you guys who listen to the show regularly know that I am living oceanfront in Manhattan Beach in Los Angeles. And there's something in front, if you haven't been here, called the Strand. So it's similar, I guess you could say, to like a boardwalk. And it goes for miles and miles. People walk their dogs, et cetera, et cetera. It's amazing people watching. It's fascinating. And there's like influencers in the wild. There's always camera crews shooting commercials. There's, all those people on like TikTok who do those cool like roller skating things, like the really vibey, attractive females who like do all these cool tricks on roller skates. And meanwhile, I would look like a clown. There's all those people. But there's also a trend happening. And I was like, is this a trend? I need to wait and see. And I've seen it for a few months now. And I'm like, okay, it has to be a trend now. It's not just down here. It's not just a coincidence. There's two, and they're both wildly disturbing me. One is vag cleavage. It's a thing. Now, it's been a thing. It was a thing in the summer too. I mean, this isn't like a new thing. But it's really, it's not going anywhere. So instead of like the side boob, right? It's the new side boob. It's vag cleavage. How do we feel about it? Would you wear a bikini or bathing suit or underwear cut to display vag cleavage? I'm fascinated by this. And it's like, I don't know how I feel about it because like one swift move, man, and the goodies are out. And also, if you're wearing like a bikini, you better put sunscreen there because that burn ain't going to be any good. Okay, the other thing, and don't worry, we're getting to the topic. This was really bothering me and we needed to discuss. The other thing I have now coined as VCT. So it's VCT alert and it is everywhere. I've been doing yoga for the last, I don't know, has it been 2 months now? Like 5-6 days a week, I'm doing yoga, but not like relaxing yoga, like very hard, shaking my entire body yoga. And clearly VCT is a thing. You're like, what is VCT? It's visible camel toe. Visible camel toe, it's back, it's a thing. And I don't know how I feel about it. You can't not look at it. Whether you want to or not, you can't not look at it. There's no way that these ladies don't know what's happening. That's not possible. We know when things are happening. So they know what's happening and they let it be. I'm telling you, if you Google it, if you Google, is camel toe back? I Googled it last night, so I already know. Because I was like, is this really a thing? It is a thing. It's a trend. It's kind of like, well, instead of wearing like a tight shirt, you wear, the high-waisted jeans, like the high-waisted crazy mom jeans that are back, or the high-waisted yoga leggings. And there you go. There's the VCT, like all hanging out for everyone to see. Do guys think this is hot? I don't know how I feel about it. Now, I have an ex who is super into the VCT. And that was a long time ago. Like this was X number 512. But I remember it was like a thing. Like he was really into it. I'm like, oh my God, is this really a thing? Like I don't think I'm going there. I really don't. So let me know how you feel about it. DM me. Let's discuss. Like these are the important things we must discuss. All right. Now let's change topics to making money online. The missing piece of why none of your offers are selling like you want them to. Now, before I go into this, and I'm going to keep it straightforward and bottom line you, because I feel that's what you need right now. And that's probably all the bandwidth you have, given that we're in the crazies of January, where you're feeling so much pressure, so much fear. It's time to get in action. You've got to do the thing. Everyone's doing the thing around you. That's all you see. And then it puts more pressure on you doing the thing. And then it only makes you freeze more and get paralyzed more. So I don't want to give you like more to think about. I want to give you less to think about and less to focus on. I don't want you to do more. I want you to do less and just focus on those few things. Period. End of story. So this is going to be one of those bottom line episodes, because I feel, like I said, you really don't have it in you to hear some other millionaire, expert shoot a bunch of shit at you that you need to do. Like, we're not about that. Remember, we are not available for doing things that are unnecessarily hard. Doing more is not a profitable business plan. Doing more doesn't make you more productive. It makes you an asshole. Okay? Like, I used to be that asshole. I got off on it. Hello, Virgo vibes. I had the list. I had lists for lists. It's very gratifying to cross stuff off the list, but then it can be overwhelming. I mean, I always had to be busy because I never wanted to be still. I never wanted to be in my own brain and processing my own thoughts and feelings. There was that. That was subconscious. I wasn't aware of it. But the other thing came from the belief that, oh my God, are my notifications really on? Pardon PayPal as I turn that off. I mean, it is a fun sound when those come through, but we don't need to be hearing those right now. It'd be funny would be to make like a rap song with the PayPal notification bell. That would be really fun if I knew how to do that. We have this programming that came from God knows where, that you've got to do more, be more, have more, spend more time, do all the things in order for you to make great money, in order for you to be successful. And it's not true. You know why? Because it's not possible. It's not sustainable. You will end up burnt out. You will end up just mentally fried. You'll lose your creativity. Then you're going to lose that lightness, that fun part, the part that magnetizes people to you. You'll end up resenting your business, which is a terrible vibe. That's certainly not a vibe that's going to attract people to you. It's going to repel them. And round you'll go. The dogs are going absolutely crazy because it's dinner time, and this is the only time I had to record this. So if you hear chaos in the background, that's why. But we're doing this damn thing anyway. So in order for you to make money online and reach the goals that you want to reach this year, and not like in November, like we need you to make some serious cash in the next few months, because if we don't have fresh cash coming in your business, guess what? You don't have a business, you have a jobby. And we know that that is a time-sucking, expensive hobby. We need fresh cash coming in your business so you can use that cash to further invest in your business, so you can feel good and have that money mindset going and be like, finally, things are moving. I feel it. I see the possibility. And then that abundance vibe will attract more money because it'll feel good. So there are only 3 things that I want you to focus on in order to bring serious cash in your business. And I don't care what type of industry you're in, what niche. If you are in network marketing, affiliate marketing, you're a coach, you're a realtor, you're a medical professional, you're an accountant, you're a healer. It does not matter to me. These 3 things absolutely apply to any industry, and they will work. And then you have to put the blinders on and not listen to all the rest, all the propaganda, all the stuff being marketed to you online. And that's your job to focus on that. So here's what I'm doing to help you. I don't know if you've seen this, but my world famous 3 Days to Make Bank live training series is back. I only offer this once a year So it's the only time you'll be able to do this training with me until 2023, if I even do it in 2023. So this live training series, which is free for you, by the way, is designed to remove the overwhelm of trying to figure out how to get consistent clients and sales online and show you exactly what actions you need to take to move the needle in your business so you can make bank right away. So if you're tired of hearing the same old circle talk from online business experts with no clear action steps, and you're serious about treating your dream like a business and want to make serious bank in 2022, then you need to grab your spot. This will get full because this is a live series, and for the first time ever, I'm putting serious Facebook and Instagram ad spend behind this 3-day to make bank training. So without a doubt, it's going to sell out. It's free, but I mean, all the seats will be gone. So I want to make sure you guys, my loyal listeners, that you go and grab your spot. So you go to projectmewithtiffany.com/makebank, projectmewithtiffany.com/makebank. You can swipe up and the link will be in the show notes. It will also be in my link in bio on Instagram at projectmewithtiffany. Send it to your downline, send it to your team, send it to other friends of yours. There will be costumes, there will be props, because guess what? The more fun we have, the more money we make. And I want to show you guys that this gets to be fun. And it gets to be even more fun when we simplify what you need to be focusing on and you can forget the rest. So that missing puzzle piece of why none of your offers are selling like you want them to, one of the missing puzzle pieces is that you're trying to do too many things because you feel if I do more, it'll be more of a chance that it's going to work. Something is going to stick. So now I need a TikTok. Maybe I need to go to Pinterest. Now I need to do another freebie. Now this isn't working. So now I'm going to try the bullshit of having to do one reel every single day. No. The problem is that your foundational stuff in your business, so you knowing exactly how to attract ideal clients and convert them into strangers on repeat, you are missing the foundation of how to do that. And if you don't have that foundation, I don't care what all these other tactics and other things that you do and how much content you put out, it won't work because you're not putting out content using a proven profitable strategy. So that is your number one thing, is making sure you understand how to do that. And it's like, okay, well, how do I do that, Tiff? It all starts and ends with your ideal client. It starts and ends with this person. You have to know this person as well as you know your significant other or your best friend or your sister or your brother. You have to know what makes them laugh, what makes them cry at any given moment on any given day. What are they struggling with? What are they thinking that they maybe aren't even sharing with anyone? What makes them feel worse about themselves? What makes them feel better? What makes them feel supported? What makes them feel jealous? So one exercise I give my private clients that I want to share with you guys for you to do, and this is I'm going to actually have you scroll for homework. So there's lots of weird things I have you do for homework. I have you get certain office supplies. It's like, really, there's lots of things. So I want you to scroll, and it doesn't have to be Instagram. It can be Pinterest. It can be YouTube. It can be I don't want Google. It can be TikTok. So I need you to embody your ideal client at his or her worst. They're at their absolute worst, because that is who you're marketing to, is your ideal client at their worst. And when I say worst, please don't take it like so literally like they're suicidal. Okay. Because unless you're a medical professional, we're not trying to attract that. All right. But I mean, at their wit's end. They're ready to wave the white flag. They've had enough. They really are sick and tired of being sick and tired, and they're done with it, because that's the only time any of us really take action. Yeah, there's a certain percentage of people who take action when they're not yet completely miserable. And And I'm one of those people now. There's things I take action on when I'm not completely miserable, but that's because I've done an extreme amount of self-work and healing and spiritual work that I do every single day. But most people, they don't take any real action on anything unless they're in a lot of discomfort. That's how Project Me with Tiffany Carter was started. I was in so much discomfort by having this damn idea and this dream for 10 years and never doing anything about it, that I was like, enough's enough already. I'm tired of myself. And that's how that got started. So I want you to scroll as though you are your ideal client at their worst, embody them. And I want you to notice what types of content you lean into. What are they, graphics? What about them? What's the emotional pull of it? Did it make you laugh? Did it make you feel like you had some hope? Did it make you feel understood? Did you just look at the graphic and watch the reel or watch the TikTok? Or did you also read the caption? What compelled you to read the caption? Then I want you to do the flip side of what repelled you. What made you feel envious, jealous, less than, more overwhelmed, bored? I want you to notice those kinds of things in the content and make note of those, but you have to embody your ideal client. Now, fun trick, because some of you are like, oh my God, how am I going to do that? Your ideal client is a version of you. You are just further ahead in the journey, or have done more work, or have developed more tools or resources, or have more practice at something, or you just have done the damn thing and they haven't. So you at your worst is very similar to your ideal client at their worst. This is why, even though my guess is my bank account looks a lot different than most of yours, this is why I am able to really, truly get you. Yes, I'm an empath. Yes, I'm intuitive. Yes, I'm a highly sensitive person. But it's really more so because at my worst, I know what my worst is like, and I know what my versions of bad days are like, and they're pretty damn similar to what yours are. So I know what you're feeling. Also, it's not lost on me. I can remember like it was yesterday when I was starting out in business. I know what it feels like. I know how overwhelming it is. I know how easy it is to feel like there's so much you have to do. You don't know where to start. It's so much adulting, and you just want to crawl in bed and be able to hide and have everything taken care of for you. And it all feels like too much. And what was I thinking? And maybe I shouldn't do this anyway. And it's so hard. Well, anyone who's tried to sell you on that it's easy, they're full of shit. This is not easy. Are there ways to simplify this and make this easier for you to be able to get further faster and have a much easier time than I did? Absolutely. This is why I put out this content. This is why I have my free live series, 3 Days to Make Bank, so that you guys can get further ahead faster and easier. But does that mean it's going to be easy peasy and happen in 1 week by you doing a couple things? No, of course not. No, that it doesn't work like that. You've got to show up until. And if you don't embody that, and this is another missing piece of why none of your offers are selling like you want them to. You have to get into that mode and into that mindset of, I will show up until this works. I will keep showing up until this works. I will also show up regardless of my mood, regardless of what's going on in my life, regardless if I feel creative, regardless if I feel inspired, regardless if I know what to say. Those two things are critical. I don't care about a lot of stuff, and those two things are critical. That you are just determined, I will show up until this works. That's how badly you want this. If you don't feel that, and you have conditions around your success, and you have conditions around your dream, last time I checked, that doesn't really sit well with the universe or with God. It's like, okay, yeah, then now you're trying to be in charge. You're trying to say, well, I want this to happen. I want this dream. I want this next level cash. I want to have lifestyle changing cash. I want to help all these people. I want to make a lot of money doing something I love, but I'm only willing to show up when I feel like it. But I'm only willing to show up Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. But I'm only willing to show up when I'm in a certain mood, or my hair looks right, or my body's a certain way, or when I know exactly what I'm going to say. And I'm not going to just keep showing up until this better work. Like if I don't make money in a month, I'm done. And I'm not saying you should keep trying to jam a square peg into a round hole. If you've been trying to jam a square peg into a round hole and nothing's been working and it's been months, yes, you need help and you need to pay for it. I mean, you can at least start with my free live training. That's a great place to start, because whether you're familiar with any of the content I do, I think you can realize by now, even in this episode, that I actually give you the goods for free. It's not circle talk. So you will be able to absolutely get ahead just by doing the free thing. But if you want something customized to your business, yeah, you're going to have to pay for it. It's called investing in your business. Or you continue to stuff a square peg into a round hole and drive yourself crazy until you quit and then are riddled with shame and guilt. And that's up to you. And some of you need to go through that in order for you to hit your rock bottom and then go, okay, I've lost my mind here. Some of you have lost your mind, and I'm here to help you find it again. Believe me, I've lost my mind probably 15 times in the last 5 months. So then I find it again. So I'm a professional. I'm a professional at this stuff. Another missing piece of why none of your offers are selling like you want them to is because you're not fucking selling. Because selling feels gross to you. It feels narcissistic. It feels like you're showing off. It feels like you're annoying your audience. It feels like, look at me, look at me, look at me, or all I care about is if you buy from me. And that's not who I am. I actually care about my people. And you have all sorts of stuff around selling. And if you have all sorts of stuff around selling, even when you do share your offer, even if it's a free offer, you're going to be really awkward and sheepish and have like weird energy around it. And no one's going to even want to listen to a free podcast or sign up for a free training if they don't hear the clear conviction of the person who's leading it. We need to have the conviction. You need to have that feeling of, my ideal client would be absolutely crazy to not sign up for this, would be absolutely crazy not to hire me, would be absolutely crazy not to be on my email list. I don't create anything. Nothing passes my this is not basic test unless I feel you would be absolutely crazy to not sign up for this. You'd be absolutely crazy to not buy this. That's my test. Anything less than that, it doesn't pass. It gets thrown out. It does not work. It's not worth your time. It's a waste. I think it's insulting to you guys, and I won't do it. So everything I do, I have that conviction because I know what I'm delivering, and I know you would be nuts to not take advantage of a 3-day live training that I am paid $25,000 to teach these same things to corporations that I'm giving to my fellow small business owners for free so that you can actually start focusing on the things you need to focus on and let go of the rest so you can make some serious cash. Yes, I know that. And I know you hear that conviction in my voice. And it does, and your level of conviction for your offers, that doesn't mean you have to sound like me or show up like me. You know, I use the example of my father and, in some other episodes, but my dad was a man of few words. He was very soft-spoken. He was a big guy though, but he was very soft-spoken. But he had conviction. His conviction came a lot in the written form. So it was very clear in his writing, even in his emails, very, very clear that you were You were blessed to do business with him because he was going to take care of you and get you the best deal and blah, blah, blah. And he was someone who, I mean, it's not like my dad. It's not like my dad. My dad was he on Facebook, or did he die before Facebook? I think my dad died before Facebook came out. I'm pretty sure. I was really young. I don't remember. You want to know something weird? I don't know. I'm sure most of you have lost somebody. I still have my dad on my cell phone. Is that weird? Now I need to look right now when I'm on with you. Why am I doing this to myself? Isn't that interesting? Watch, I'm going to watch, like you guys can see me. I type in dad. And his phone number's in there. Isn't that crazy? Date of death, 8/28/03, 2003, my dad died. Was that before Instagram? I'm pretty sure it was. Wow. Yeah, I have his number. I have his numbers in here. His home, his like landline and his mobile. That's crazy. What made me even talk about that? I was talking about my dad. I'm like, where did that come from? Do any of you guys do that? Now, if I had text messages from my dad, that was like 500 phones ago, but I would have totally kept those too. I have all of his letters. I don't know if you guys do stuff like that, but super random. Now I'm in a totally different vibe from saying that. Well, it goes to my other missing piece. And this is something I see because I make a point of following a ton of you. I'm not one of these people. It's like, look, I only follow 54 people and I have thousands of followers. I'm not that person. I think that's actually arrogant as fuck. I am someone where I follow a ton of you. I can't follow all of you because you can only follow so many people on Instagram as an example. But I follow a ton of you because it is my privilege. It's my honor. It's my job to know you as well as I know my best friend. And how do you get to know somebody? You watch them. You interact with them. You talk to them. You observe them, right? So this is what you need to do with your people. But in observing, you guys, and this is something that I would guarantee, whether you've hired a coach, you've been in a mastermind, a group coaching program, I would almost guarantee this is the stuff that 99.9% of coaches out there will not tell you. It's either one, they're not well trained in online sales psychology. Two, they don't want to get into it because they don't want to risk hurting your feelings or offending you. It's not worth it to them. All right. And there's friends like that. There's a lot of people who have friends like this too. The kind of friends I have in my life, we tell each other the truth with love and with compassion, and it fucking hurts sometimes. But I don't want someone to blow smoke up my ass, and I'm not the coach that's going to blow smoke up your ass because that's not going to get you to where you need to go. But a lot of you listening will end up hiring these people because it feels safer. It feels more gentle. These are usually the people who make things look very easy and ethereal and vibey. And it can be, I'm sure, intimidating with some of my directness, even though it's coming from love and I joke around a lot. But I have to say this. Most all of you, your content is flat because you're not being vulnerable enough. You're showing up as a template of yourself and not fully yourself. We're just seeing a template. I'm not seeing a range of emotion. I'm not seeing the spectrum of all the different sides of your personality. I'm just seeing your online business persona or your work persona. It's like those YouTube videos I purposely keep up of mine for you to see. ProjectME TV on YouTube. That was a template of Tiffany. That was newscaster Tiffany. That's what I thought I had to be taken seriously, to be respected, for people to pay me. I didn't know. I really didn't. And it was boring and it felt heavy. And so I said, F it. And I just showed up as everyday Tiffany, exactly who you hear right now. And you can ask anyone who's met me in person. I'm 100% the same way in person. There is absolute zero difference. The catch with that is it's very vulnerable, because if people don't buy your stuff or sign up or engage with your stuff and you're being 100% you, well, now it really feels personally rejecting. It's a form of protection to show up as a template of yourself. It's safer to show up as your work persona version. But in the online space especially, you can get away with that if you have a brick and mortar law office, or, you're a cardiologist, right? You can get away with that in those situations. But if you are, let's just use an example of you're a medical professional. Let's say you are a cardiologist, but you want to drive getting new clients and new patients through social media. You cannot show up as that one-dimensional lab coat doctor persona on social media and at work. Take a look at Dr. Pimple Popper, genius, right? And she shows up as herself, and that's why it works, and that's why she's blown up, and that's why she got a TV show, because it's relatable. People feel safe with her. They don't feel like someone's talking down to them. She's fun. She's engaging. She's into gross stuff like popping zits, like so many of us find it gratifying, and that's why that works. So I need you to stop showing up as a template of yourself. And it's not like you're going to snap your fingers and that's going to happen, but I need you to experiment, because that's what people are going to feel safe with. That's what real authenticity is, not this be authentic crap that's going around out there. Well, now people are being a template of being authentic. That's not what I'm talking about. Show up as you, just like you do with the people close to you in your life. The silly you, the bitchy you, the cunty you, the fun you, the intelligent you, the serious you, the I'm in a funk you, all versions of you. We need to see that. We need to see the full spectrum. And that's when people are going to lean into you and feel safe. So start experimenting with that stuff. And don't forget, go sign up right now to ProjectMeWithTiffany.com/makebank. We're doing $15,000 of prizes over the 3 days. I know, wild. $15,000. So make sure you grab your seat. I'm excited to see you in there. Wishing you great health, wealth, and worth as always. Love you guys. If you enjoyed this podcast, please write a 5-star review on iTunes. Not only will this make me super happy, but it will allow more listeners to find our special show. Simply help me help others.